Let me be the first to congratulate you on your successful completion of this seminar. We're just a couple hours away from you getting one of these pins. And this pin symbolizes the work that you have done, the efforts that you have undertaken, and that you are a respected member of the Africa Center community, along with security professionals around the world. And this little pin brings with it a number of benefits to help you enhance your professional careers and to stay in touch with your colleagues and hopefully with us. This is something that you have earned in the past 2 weeks, and I will be proud to sit here in a couple hours and watch you all get your pin. At that time, you become a member of the ACSS community. And we very much at the Africa Center view our mission not only to put on professional programs like this one, which I think you will agree has been an outstanding program, but to help nurture and enhance the relationships that you have formed here, to help strengthen this network of professionals, all of whom share the same goal of making a safer and more secure future for our families and generations to come. So we are all about trying to nurture this network and to foster ongoing dialogue and discussion about African security issues, about U.S. policy in the region, and about all topics security related. As a member of the community, we have dedicated over 80% of the resources of my office and 3 outstanding professionals to focus exclusively on nurturing this community. I think you've met them during the course of the past couple weeks, but I want to make sure. So I would like to have stand our 3 community service experts in the back of the room. Amanda Balderson standing there, wave, Amanda. Amelia in the back, and I don't know, do I see Mary here? No. No, okay. All 3 of these ladies are well-educated, well-traveled, bilingual or multilingual. They are seasoned African experts. They have traveled the continent extensively over the past several years, and they are consummate professionals. And based on the color of your country here, they are your contact, your initial contact into the Africa Center going forward. I also want to recognize here, just for a moment, because it is the last day and it is my opportunity to say something, to thank the other members of my team who have been here, many behind the scenes the last couple of weeks, but helping put this program together, starting with Michelle. Where is Michelle in here? There she is. Cavalcanti, who I think you've gotten to know, who's just done a super job the last couple of weeks. Behind the camera, there's Ilias back there. I don't know if Lorenzo is here, but he has helped put together a lot of these slide presentations. Nancy Digman, our photographer, and overall jack of all trades. Serge, is he here? I saw him. There he is. I saw him earlier. He's written some terrific articles about the discussions the last couple of weeks. And Vince Crowley, my deputy, who heads our public affairs team, you've seen running around here the last couple of weeks. They've done a terrific job, and I just want to say on behalf of the leadership at ACSS, thank you very much for all that you've done. Let me also say thank you. I don't know who did it last night, but a couple people spent some time translating these slides, and I appreciate that very much because I know it was not something you had planned on doing last night. You may remember, or you may not remember, that I spoke to you on the very first day. If you do not remember, I am not offended. The reason is because it means that so much has happened the last 2 weeks. There have been so many vibrant discussions in the discussion groups. There have been so many stimulating plenary sessions. You've met so many different people that in many ways, I would hope that the last person you would remember would be me from the first day. But I do hope you'll remember me going forward, because it is my office at the Africa Center that is responsible for the nurturing of this relationship. So I hope that you will be seeing a lot of me and my team going forward. There's a number of benefits for being a member of this community and wearing this pin that I mentioned when I was here before. The one I wanted to just dwell on briefly this morning is the terrific research publications that our strategic research shop puts out. I know you've seen them, and they're in the back of the room. This is a small operation, but a very, very, very exceptionally excellent operation, preparing as one of the services that we at ACSS offer ongoing information on critical issues that are thoroughly researched and represent a diversity of views. You're also aware by now, hopefully, that we do have a community chapter program. And I know we have some folks here from Senegal. Where are our Senegalese? Are they here this morning? There we go. The first chapter, the first ACSS chapter, established in 2003. And our representative from São Tomé, is he here? Yes, sir. Our newest chapter, just a couple weeks ago, I had the great honor to be there and present the official charter. Our community chapter program is one way that we work to continue to service, support, and nurture this network. And I would suggest to you there are a number of benefits of the chapter program. If you do not have a chapter in your country, I invite you to start one. This is a way that you individually, as well as collectively, can contribute to the professional development of your colleagues, as well as the security and stability and safety of Africa. And it provides an organized way to continue to engage with the Africa Center, to network with your colleagues, not just from this program, or not just from the Africa Center, but from around the world. It provides a vehicle by which you can sponsor your own programs and activities. And it provides a vehicle for you to offer up African perspectives and voices on these important issues. Our chapters are non-governmental organizations, they are non-political organizations, they are locally run organizations. These are not ACSS chapters, they are your chapters for you to engage with each other as well as with us. And if you do not currently have a chapter in your country but are interested in perhaps forming one, please talk to your community service representative in the back of the room here, and they will be glad to start walking you through this process and working with you to help bring your colleagues together from your country to organize a chapter. There's a number of reasons, as I said, why I think chapters are beneficial. The main one I want to emphasize is that it provides a way. When the AFRICOM commander, for example, who spoke to you, General Ham, when he was in Ethiopia, he spoke to the international chapter, the alumni of ACSS. When our director travels, Ambassador Bellamy, if you have a chapter, it's much easier to pull together people to continue the conversation than it is if there's no organization whatsoever. So I think it's a very vibrant and valuable platform. I don't want to dwell on it, but I would encourage you, if you're from a country that does not have a chapter, think about organizing one. And if you are from a country that does have a chapter, I hope that you will become actively engaged with it. One of the primary programs, our flagship program that we do with our chapters is called the Topical Outreach Program Series, or TOPS. You've probably heard about that the last couple of weeks. We've done over 200 of these now in 32 countries since 2007. Over 8,000 participants in our TOPS programs. These are these short, typically 1 day, half a day, 1.5 day symposiums that we organize in conjunction with the chapter around one or more security topics of mutual interest to the chapter, to the United States Embassy, to the Africa Center. We identify the subject matter experts that can come in to participate, often from our faculty, but just as often perhaps African experts from the continent. And we have a discussion around one or more security issues. This provides a wonderful opportunity to also bring your chapter members together and have a chapter program and chapter reunion. As well as to explore in more detail one or more security issues. A number of, just quickly here, goals for our TOPS program. Obviously, increasing our presence in Africa is one of them, but most importantly, to enhance the relationships and to increase access to you for U.S. government leaders when they are in Africa. Because again, there's a place, an entity that could host such people when they're in town for purposes of having a discussion or a debate or symposium or something like that. Let me also note here, increased cooperation between chapters and U.S. embassies. Very, very important. You know that embassies, most countries rotate people through their embassies, both military personnel and diplomats, and the United States certainly does that. But I would encourage you to get to know your defense attaché, and it is not impolite to be proactive and persistent. Like you, these are busy people. New defense attachés are learning the lay of the land, establishing contacts. You can be proactive in reaching out to your defense attaché and getting to know that person and having that person understand about your chapter, or that you're in the process of organizing a chapter, and that can be a vehicle for the embassy, a way for the embassy to become engaged with you. Is a message that you want to make sure that your defense attachés understand. So again, it's a platform, it's a means, it's a vehicle by which you can, in an organized way, engage with your colleagues and engage with the Africa Center and engage with your embassy. If the embassy doesn't know you exist, they can't invite you to security-related events and activities, make sure that you're on your, their mailing list and such. So do invest a little bit of time and effort, if you don't know your defense attaché currently, to make that happen, and I think you will find it to be very rewarding. A couple things I wanted to mention in terms of putting together a TOPS program that is particularly helpful to us. Early planning. The sooner that we can start working with you on dates when it would be convenient to come and put together a program in your country, the sooner that we agree upon a topic, the more time we have to find the absolute perfect subject matter expert or experts to participate, and the easier it is for you to promote the event and for us to work with you in planning the event. So the more, like anything else in your professional lives, the more notice we have and that you have, the better off everyone is. Also, I would note that following a TOPS program is a wonderful opportunity for someone in the chapter to write up a little article maybe of what happened. Put it on your website if you have a website. Put it out to your local media. These types of things can help raise the visibility of your chapter and get more people engaged with your work. Finally, in closing, I want to mention just a couple products that you've got on your chair today. One is our weekly news summary that comes out every single morning, 5 days a week, on the website, on GlobalNet and also email proactively to you. You are all now subscribers, whether you know it or not yet. You are now subscribers to the daily headline news summary, which is one of the most read news summaries about Africa in Washington and in Stuttgart and on the continent. I also want to draw your attention to a new product that we are just now starting to roll out, and that is For the Record Africa, which is a weekly compilation of official announcements, speeches, comments, policies made by the United States government that have an impact on African policy. And once a week, we gather all of this together. We proactively send it out to you as one of the benefits of ACSS membership. We also put out a monthly e-newsletter. And of course, we work very hard to push out there the strategic research publications that our research division provides. Lastly, ACSScommunity.org. You've all been trained on GlobalNet. You've all been trained on Merlin. I invite you, I encourage you to take advantage of these products. ACSScommunity.org is a very secure network. It is a place where the technology is there for you to continue conversations. You could have a continued discussion with your discussion group, with people in this room, with people from around the world, because GlobalNet connects the alumni of all of the regional centers, not just us, as well as American experts, as well as African experts from around the world. And literally, these folks are at your fingertips. I think we all know and appreciate that in an interconnected world, in a world where communications is becoming more and more instantaneous every minute, the more connected globally you are, the more people that you can turn to for guidance, for consultation, to get some insight onto a problem that you're facing that perhaps they have dealt with already, the more, quite frankly, powerful and effective you can be in your jobs. And if you look around the world, the outstanding leaders around the globe tend to be folks that are very well connected in terms of their global networks. I encourage you, take advantage of GlobalNet, take advantage of Merlin to remain engaged. And if nothing else, make it part of your schedule. We're all busy people. This is the hour. This is the hour that I'm going to go at Thursdays at 2 o'clock and get on GlobalNet and invest an hour in enhancing my career by focusing on your global colleagues. Merlin, we talked about before. This is a fabulous way to have instant access to declassified U.S. policy documents, to information on militaries from all over the world, to newspapers, journals, magazines from all over the world, and you can actually see them the way they hit the street. In other words, you're not just pulling down a dry article with no graphics. You actually have the articles, the front page, they take a picture of it, essentially, they scan it in so you can see the context, the layout, exactly how it was done. With that, let me thank you for your participation today. Thank you for your participation in this seminar, and leave you with a, I think it's from Cote d'Ivoire, a proverb that I think of often when I think about the security challenges facing all of us collectively, and that is, I think it goes something like, the river is wide, but you can cross it. And it is through programs like this that we look forward to working with you going forward to help cross that river. Thank you again very much. Congratulations and welcome to the ACSS community. And I look forward to seeing those pins on lapels in about 2 hours. Thank you very, very much.